welcome back. We are live again, and I'm very happy to introduce you an old friend of Breadcrumbs and founder of 3MG, Mr. Mike MacFarlane. Mike, the stage is all yours.
Awesome. Great to see you again, Max. Awesome to see all of you virtually here. Thank you very much for coming to my session today. My hot take or my session today is going to be it's not about product-led or sales-led, it's both. And we're going to go through that. We're hearing a lot about product-led growth. We're hearing a lot about sales-led growth, and maybe historically heard a little bit more about that. I think it's somewhere in the middle. We're going to talk a little bit about that today. So a little bit about myself, just so that folks know who I am. My name is Mike MacFarlane. I am the founder of 3MG, Mike MacFarlane Marketing Group. We're a small marketing MarTech agency based north of Toronto. Used to live downtown Toronto, now live out in the country north of Toronto. And I've been in the MarTech industry now for about 17 years. I actually started my career at Eloqua in 2006. I've worked on the agency side. I've worked on the product side. I've worked pretty much across the spectrum of customer success and product implementation and professional services, but all within the realm of MarTech and specifically marketing automation. So my agency helps folks who use tools like Marketo, like Pardot, like Breadcrumbs, use these tools effectively so that they can obviously maximize their investment that they've made in them and then maximize their marketing efforts as well. Little interesting fact about me, I worked on a lake cruise boat, Lake Ontario, back in my early 20s. And I also worked in a tinfoil factory. So don't let people tell you that dreams don't come true. It's pretty cool to see where my career has taken me over the years. So let's jump in though. Having been in the MarTech space for the last 15, 16, 17 years, I've had the opportunity to see how people buy software. And I think the way that I was introduced to it was typically you would go to someone's website, you would submit a contact us form, and then you start talking to a BDR or SDR, or you start talking to an account executive, and you go through a very typical kind of sales cycle. That is still very much in play today. Obviously, we still have sales teams that are working with potential buyers on buying what they need. But that's kind of where I saw things kind of start from my own career. And then you start to get into the PLG era where you have gated access to products, or you have freemium version of products where you can use the product and you start to kind of add on or get access to different features as you start using the product. So very product driven, not necessarily having a salesperson kind of guiding you through that process or showcasing the functionality. A lot of that is up to the product to do, and then using the product as a way to build kind of a launch pad into getting more access to that product and becoming a customer of that product. We're also seeing a lot more community-based buying. And when I say community-based buying, I'm thinking about social media creators, referrals through review sites like G2, for example. We have kind of the customers who are coming out and either being evangelists for products or promoting products just based on their usage, and using your customer base, not using, that's kind of, I don't want to say you're using them, but encouraging your customer base to obviously talk about your product. So you got a lot of noise going on. You've got sales folks, you've got PLG, and you've got this creator economy, this creator community that's also out there trying to position products as well. So when I look at that, I kind of think that maybe the typical sales process is kind of dying a bit, or maybe the sales process that I knew was kind of is starting to die a little bit. You can't just rely on someone explicitly raising their hand now and saying, "Hey, I'm interested in talking more about this." It doesn't work that way anymore. A lot of people will sometimes make buying decisions before they even raise their hand, just based on the fact that they're going out and getting additional information on their own. And that information is so readily available. You have strong product adoption through kind of the PLG side of things, which can obviously lead to success. And then on the side of that as well, you can also have experienced support. Someone like myself, for example, can help guide you through buying software, can help guide you through leveraging software and how it works with other platforms and things like that. So I think at the end of the day, maybe a little selfishly, we're kind of there's a happy middle ground there. you don't necessarily want to be sold to. You don't necessarily want to rely on the product potentially guiding you through a sales process, but maybe you want to meet somewhere in the middle where you have someone who has experience with different types of tools, with different types of integrations, but also leveraging a strong product that can make it easy for that person to go through and use that tool, so that they don't have to go through a sales process. They don't have to go through potentially a long list of things that they have to kind of check boxes for from a feature and functionality standpoint before they move forward. You want to kind of land in that middle section where you have someone that's kind of guiding you through that process.